distance. Okay, I mean, let's say we have one line of 200 of length, so we can simply I have to give the first point. Okay, that you can enter it with the click. Okay, you can enter it with the click, or you can enter the coordinate. This two thing you have to understand, that starting a line you can enter the coordinates first. Okay, or else you can click with the mouse anywhere you will click, it will take that point as a first point. Okay, and for the length, you can specify the length. But what if I need this line at some angle? Okay, so for that we need to give the distance of the line, let's say 200 of length. And now whenever I try to enter the angle, you can see the default angle is 27 here, but if I move the mouse, it will be get changed. Okay, so I need to click the tab key on the keyboard. Once I click on the tab key,
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Sir, you are not presenting.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Okay, okay, thank you so much. Okay, is it coming now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, so what was I saying is that I can take the line. First thing, you can enter the coordinates with a comma. Um, it is saying that to specify the first point of the line. So you can press 0, press comma, and 0. Once I hit enter, it will take the first point as a 0, comma 0, as exactly same as that of my origin, right? This is called UCS, user coordinate system. Now it is asking you to select the next point. Okay, what is the next point? Next point you can enter with the coordinates, or else if you have the distance of the line at some angle, I mean in the polar form. Okay, Cartesian, I need to just enter x comma y, x comma y. Again you have to press x comma y. That is your Cartesian. Now if I want to enter this in a polar coordinate form, I need to specify the length, which is 384 the showing. I need to modify it to 400, let's say, so I can enter 400. Now to go for the angle, I need to press the tab key in your keyboard. Okay, so I'm pressing the tab key. So once I hit the tab key, you can see the 400 right beside of it. One lock sign has appeared. Okay, it means that that dimension has got locked. Now it has shifted to the angle. Now I can specify the angle. Let's say I can give 60 and hit enter. Okay. Now if I press the escape key, it will make me a line of 60-degree. Okay. With this horizontal. Okay. So it's a 60-degree line. So these are the possible ways by which you can draw a line. Okay. Next to it, there's a polyline. The difference between line and polyline is that whenever I choose line and make something, let's say this chain I have made, and I use the polyline, made the same chain. Right click, enter. The difference between these two chain is that since I have created this chain with line command, these three segments are separate. Okay, I can click on one segment, I can delete that segment. Okay, so it has divided in three different segments. But since I have drawn this chain with this polyline command, this is a complete chain. If I click on one segment and if I tries to delete that segment, it won't allow me. The complete chain will get deleted. Okay, so this is the difference between line and polyline. It's a connected chain. It's a segmented chain. That's it. Okay. And we have circles. We have different ways of making in circles, like circle with a center radius, center diameter. If you have the diameter of the circle, you can draw it this command. If I go for this 2 point circle, if I have 2 point, let's say I have this point and this point, simply you can draw this circle. Okay. If you have 3 points, let's say I have a rectangle like this. It's a right angle rectangle. Now, if I tries to draw a circle joining these 3 points, I can go for this 3 point circle. I can click on this first point, I can click on the second point, I can click on the third point. Okay, you don't have to find out the center of the circle, you don't have to find out the radius of the circle, nothing. Simply click on these 3 points, it will create you the circle. Okay, it's so easy to use these tools, because every time center radius might not be very useful to you. For example, in this case, if I want to draw the same circle with the center radius, I need to specify the center. Now in this case, this is the center, it will create me this one. It's okay, I mean this is a simpler problem. But whenever I draw like this, like this, here it is very difficult for you to find out the center, where should be the center of the circle. So that point of time you can go for 3 point, select the first, second and third. That's it. Okay, so this is the use these are the options for a circle command. We have some more commands like 10 10 radius. 10 means tangent. Okay, you know what is tangent? What is a tangent? Tangent is a line which touches one point of a circle. It should be it should be touching one point of the circle. It should not be intersecting the circles at different points. So if you need that, let's say I will draw this line to here. Let's say it's of around 100. Let's say this is also around 100. Okay, now if I go for this 10 10 radius, I can click on this line. Okay, it should be 10, my new circle should be tangent to this line, it should be tangent to this line also, and I need to enter the radius. Let's say I'll enter 100 as a radius. Okay, so it's big enough, so I'll go for a smaller one, two line tangent and 50. See, it's creating a circle touching those two lines. Okay, tangentially. So these tools are very useful. This is 10 10 10 means if I have three lines like this, if I want to make a circle inside of this box, you can go for 10 10 10. So if I click on this line and this line, see it is creating me a circle touching those the tangent points of this three lines. Okay, so these are the possible ways by which you can draw a circle in AutoCAD. Okay, you can choose whatever the options you prefer to draw the particular sketch. Getting it now? So next I can go for the arc. There are several options given in arc. Okay, like 3 point arc, start, center, and what does this mean? Start, center, and the first point you will click will be the start of the arc. Second point you will click, it will considered as a center of this arc, and the third point will be the end. For example, I need to draw an arc on here. Okay, I need to draw an arc, a semicircle on this line. So I can go for this start, center, end. I can click on this point as a start. I'll just moving the cursor over this line, it will give me the center point, start, center, end. Okay, so it will follow the sequence, the first point you will click will be the start, second point you will click will be center, and the third point will be the end of the arc. Let's say you have this kind of sketch. Go for start, center, end. This will be the start. This will, I don't know, let's say this is the center, and I can click on the end. Okay, this part I can remove. I will show you how to remove this. Similarly, these commands are also there. Okay, you just need to choose which option do you need. Okay, this is, you can see, center, start, end. The sequence got changed. Here it is start, center, end. This is center, start, end. So here the sequence I got changed. Now the first point we will click will be considered as a center, second will be start, and third will be end. Okay. One good option is there, continuous. What is this continuous? It will start from where you have left it. Okay, I have left this curve at this position. I can click here, I can go for the center, it will start me from the same point. Okay, but it will be an arc. Okay, again you can click here and go for continuous, it will start from that point. Okay, whenever I'll click on continuous, it will start me from there. And again click on continuous, it will end up to here or anywhere. Okay, so these are the arc. Okay, so I'm just introducing these tools to you. So if you have any confusions, you can ask me. Okay, now rectangles are there. So always see this bar. Okay, that's a command line bar. Whenever I click on this rectangle, see several options are showing here. Okay, chamfer, elevation, fillet, thickness, width. Okay, but you can see the message. Specify the first corner point. This is the main thing. You need to specify the corner of the rectangle. That is, I click here, so it will consider it as the first corner. I can move my mouse for the second corner. Okay, from here to here, I have drawn this rectangle. Okay, so whenever you draw a rectangle, every line is connected. I can click on one line, the whole rectangle will get selected. I can press the delete key to delete them all. Okay, so it's not possible for a rectangle to delete one single line. For that you need to use one more command called explode. I'll show you that. Okay, mm, now let's say, you know what is fillet. If I go for fillet, it will ask me the radius of fillet. Let's say I have chosen 10. Let's choose the first corner and second corner. You can see instead of those sharp edges, one filleted edges is showing corners. I can increase the size. Wait, go for rectangle. You can choose the fillet option. Can enter the value. Can click on the first point. Click on the second point. Every corner of the rectangle will be get filleted with the amount that you have entered on the radius section. Okay. 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 So you can go for the thickness. So there you can decide the thickness of the rectangle. Okay, but thickness will be shown whenever you click on this. Wait. So it's in 3D object. If I rotate this thing, then you will be able to see the thickness of the rectangle. That will I will cover in 3D sessions. Okay. Now chamfer is there. You can use the chamfer value. Let's say 10, 10. See, whenever I click here, it will create me, all the corners will be converted into chamfers. Okay. Now, the thing is that whenever if I want, if I click here and go for chamfer, 0, enter 0. See, now whenever I need the length, I want to draw a rectangle, I need to specify the length of the rectangle, right? I need to specify the length and width of the rectangle. Then you have to click on the first point. After you have clicked the first point, you see the options are got changed. Now it is area, dimension, and rotation. If you have the area of the rectangle, you can enter. If you have the the length and width of the rectangle, you can go for the dimensions. So I'll click on the dimensions. Okay. Now see what it is asking, the length of the rectangle. Let's say I will enter 20. Now specify the width of the rectangle. Let's say 10. Okay, and I can click on anywhere. Click here. It will give me the rectangle. Okay. So there here I can give dimensions. So if I go for annotation, you'll find this dimension option. So if I click on the dimension and click on this line, see it is giving me the length 20, and go for dimension. Click on this line, it will give me 10. Okay. So this is how we can draw a rectangle with dimension. Okay. Area, if I click on the area, you have to specify what is the current area in current units, so which is in mm. So now 120, let's say I have give the area, you need to specify the length and width, right? Any one thing you have to provide, whether it could be a length, whether it could be a width. Let's say I will give 10 as the length. Okay. Rectangle, first point, go for area. 120 will be the area. Say length is 10. If I hit enter key, based on the width, okay. So if I put the dimensions on it, mm, rectangle, specify the first point, go for area. Yeah, okay. 120. Edit that length. Let's say 10. Enter. Okay. So it will calculate the next. I go for, see, this is a 10, and since the area was 120, it is calculate the length as 12. So multiplying these two will give you area of 120. So these things are also can be done here. Okay. So these are the dimension thing and rectangle. Okay. So next to rectangle, polygon. If you are designing some, let's say nut, bolt, whatever it is, so you can define, let's say 6 edges I have chosen. Specify the center of the polygon. Let's say this one. There'll be two options: inscribe and circumscribe. For the time being, I can choose any one of it. Go for inscribe, let's say. So I can draw the polygon, okay, which is of 6 sides. These are the ellipse. Okay, you can, as you know, ellipse has two different diameters, right? Major and minor diameters. So these are the two diameters you can define. Okay, at the time of drawing. See, in AutoCAD, the thing is that whenever you are drawing something, you have to enter the dimension at that point of time. Understood? Once you have done with the drawing, let's say I want to draw a line of 100 mm. I have entered 100. Okay. So this is the only possible time there where I have entered the value. If I go for dimensioning it, it's showing me 100. But can I edit this dimension? Yes. I can double click on it. I can make it 120, let's say. Okay. Is the length of this line will get affected? No. Okay. No effect. So making this dimension 120 won't affect the length of the line. This is a very important concept in AutoCAD, that you cannot change the dimension. Now next time if you go for dimensioning this, say it is showing me again 100. You can modify it. You can double click on this text and write anything. You can write anything. Okay. It is just showing you the value. Okay. The value that you have entered is the fixed value. Again, if you go for dimensioning it, again it will show you 100. Every time you go for dimensioning of this line, it will show you 100, because at the time of making the line you have entered the value of 100. If you want to modify it, do whatever you want, but it won't affect the line. Getting it? Same thing will be applied to a circle also. If I go for a circle, I can click on this arrow next to this linear, can go for radius, click on the circle. It is showing me the value of radius. This value I have entered where the time of drawing this circle. Modifying this value won't affect anything. This is skip. It won't affect the diameter. Next time you'll go for radius, it will give you the same value. Okay. So drawing something in AutoCAD will not uh, allow you dimensioning it again. Okay. So this is very important concept. But in SolidWorks, AutoCAD, in SolidWorks, CATIA, and says any other software you do, if you double click on the line, change the length of the line, it will reflect, but not here. Understood? You guys are getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this is hatch. I will tell you about this hatch later. If I go for the modify toolbar, so what is this modify? You have several options of using uh, these options will help you to make your geometry. Okay, this won't allow you to draw. These are the draw toolbar, and this is the modification. It will reduce your work. Okay. Okay. I'll show you some of the commands from here this time. So let's say I have some drawings, like I have a drawing here. Okay. But by mistakenly, what I have done, I need to draw a circle at the middle section. I have mistakenly drawn the circle here. Okay. Now I have to draw the circle exactly at this middle position of this line. Now the options are, I can go for circle. I can just take the mouse over this line. It will give me this midpoint. Click on the midpoint and I can, with the entering the value of the radius will give me the circle. But can I move this circle to that position? Yes, it's a very useful command. See, I can click on move. I click on the object. I hit enter. Okay. I need to choose a base point. Base point will be the center of the circle. I can take the circle to the mid position. Okay. I can move it. It's so simple, right? But you cannot imagine what you have to do if you draw this in paper. Okay. You have to erase this first. Again, take the center here and draw it. You can move it to any position. Go for move. You click on this, enter, select the base point, and move this to anywhere. You can click on here. Okay. Now let's say I need the same circle of the same radius at this four different location. I can copy it. Use the copy tool. Click on the circle. Press enter. Select the base point and click here, here, and here. Right click, enter. Simple. Okay, you can copy this. You don't have to draw this again and again. Okay. Stretch tool is not in much use because I can click on this uh, rectangle. Let's say you can see four dots at the corners are coming. Two, some one dots at the middle positions are coming. If I take my mouse to these dots, it will get red. I can click there and I can move this to new position. Okay. Since this is a non-parametric software, these things will not get updated. Okay. The place that you have, the point that you have fixed these circles will remain there. No changes. Okay. So you can stretch this. You can use the stretch tool like this. You can simply click on this red point. You can stretch this. Okay, you can simply stretch these points to any point. You can always click Control Z to undo your commands. Control Z will undo it. Okay, so these are the move tools. These are the rotate. How we can rotate this? Let's say you have. Okay, let's say you want to rotate the complete object. This object you want to rotate this. Go for rotate. Select the object. See, every selection completion, I mean, whenever you selecting something for a command, after the selection is completed, you have to press the enter key. Okay, you can click on enter. You can select the point about which you want to move it. So you can move this into any direction. In any orientation you can move this. Okay. Okay, for the selection you can see, if I click on this left side, take my mouse, uh, just dragging my mouse and keeping everything inside of this yellow colored box. So it will, if I click on here, it will select everything inside of the box. Now, if you want to delete them, just press the delete key, you'll delete everything. Control Z will take it back. But if you go for the from the right side, if I click on the right side and taking my mouse, see one green color region is coming. It means that uh, the portion that this green color region will touch will get selected. See, it's not, these two circles down there is not completely inside of that region. The region is just touching the circle. So the circle is got selected. If I click it here, it will get selected. But with the blue section, if you are not completely taking this inside of the box, if I click it, this only to this only these two circles I got selected. Okay, do you want to ask anything?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you have any queries, can please ask.
Sir, if we have selected about 10 or 11 objects, how to deselect any one or two of them?
Okay. Let's say I want to select these four circles. I've select everything here. Now, if you want to deselect, if you want to remove this certain things from the selection, what you can do is you cannot do this, I guess. No, this cannot be done. You have at the time of selection, let's say you can add into the selection, but you cannot remove from the selection. Let's say I have selected these two circles. I need to select these two uh, again. So I can click on this and this. Okay, clicking again on it will not deselect it. Okay, so you can add into the selection, but you cannot remove from the selection.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more doubt.
Yeah, please.
Sir, if we have a line, say AB of 22 mm,
Hmm.
and we have to draw another line 10 mm from A. So how can we do that?
Okay. Let's say you draw this line of 22 or anything, let's say
Yes.
30. Okay. Now again you have to draw one line from this point, right? From the starting point.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have to press the escape key. You need to get out of this command. It cannot be start from this again. So this is starting from where it is ending. So you need to back off. Just press escape. Okay. Release the command. Again click on the line. Again click on this point. You can start it from here.
No, sir. I said 10 mm from starting, and that point should be on the previously drawn line.
Okay, you need a point at 10 mm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay.
From where I can draw another line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So go for line and click on this line. On the same line, you can draw 10 mm. Okay. But as you can, wait. This is showing me. I need to first go for these tools. See, there's a mode called ortho mode. It can be activated with the F8 command. Okay, it's a shortcut. When I click on this ortho mode, the lines that I can draw only be in 0 degree, 90, 180 and 270. No other angles can be drawn when this ortho mode is on. Okay, now coming back to your question, if I go for line again and starting this, turn on the ortho mode, draw a 10. Okay, as you can see, I have no trace of the second line. You can start it from line. Let's say this is 20. You can release the command, enter, choose line again, go for 10, enter. See, these two lines are on each other. Now, whenever you need this point to draw something on it, again, when I go for line and I just take my mouse over this, see, it is giving me an end point. What is this end point? This is the end point of the line of length 10. So you can start from that point.
Yes, so it's clear.
Okay. So if you need points at that position, see, there are some ways by which you can divide the complete line in different segments. Let's say I need a 4 equal segments of the line. That thing you can do. We have a tool here. And the draw this one divide. Okay, but for a point, what I prefer is that you draw a line. Let's say this is of 29. You need to start from here, which is of some distance. Go for line and draw up to, let's say, 22. 22. Now if I take my mouse down, so it will be starting from 22. You can delete the previous line. This line is starting 22 from this end.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So if I click on this draw tool, this arrow, you have the spline. These are also options are available. Spline. Spline is nothing but a rope kind of geometry. You can change the points. You can readjust it. No dimensioning is possible here, so it's only on the requirements. Okay. However you want, you can make a spline like that. That option that you have said, let's say I want to divide, I want to use this. Okay, let's say I'll draw a line of, let's say, 21 mm. Okay, now I want to divide this line in 3 segments. Okay, so each dimension should be measured at 7 mm, right? So you don't need to go for line and search for this 7 again, the trick that I have shown you just earlier. So you can simply go for draw, click on this divide, click on the line, enter the number of segment. So in the number of segment, I can enter 3 and I can press enter. Okay. So with my enter click, what it does, it has created, you see, this is the first point. It will create me 3 nodes. This is a node. I'll turn on the auto. This is the one point. I'll take line and I'll moving on this. This is the second point. Okay. So these are the 3 segments. You want to go for dimensioning? This is the total dimension. And to give a dimension from point to point, you need to go for the linear. Linear. So click on the first node, click on the second node. See, this is 7. Again, go for linear. Click on the first node, click on the second node. It's 7 again. Go for linear, first node, second node, it's 7 again. Okay, so this is how you can divide it. But remember one thing, it will divide the complete length in equal segments. Okay, every segment will be of equal length. Okay. Uh, so now I will move to one more part, which is called this snap. I'll move back again to this modify tools. I need to show you this mirror scale and trim, but I need to go to this options. Grid. See, this is a status bar. You can click on this grid mode. To turn on the grid, if you look it closely, some lines have been drawn here. So these lines has some specific work. What is that work? You can divide these lines. You can set the distance between these two lines. You can directly go for this snap mode to get a snap from that points. I'll show you what it is. That right next to it, this is a grid mode. You can turn on the grid, turn off the grid. That's all. If I go for the second option, you can see this is snap mode. If I turn it on, and if I click on the arrow, if I go for snap settings, you can see it is a rectangular snap it is getting. And see this snap X spacing 10, Y spacing is 10, grid S X spacing is 10, and grid Y spacing is 10. Now, if I hit OK, see what happened. Now, if I go for line, see, I cannot freely move my cursor here. It is taking snap. It is getting attracted by those nodes. Okay, it will stick to that nodes. If I click on here, find my UCS. Yeah. If I click here, 0, say it is 10. If I move it again, it's 20. It's 30. It's 40. 10 increment. If I move it, those boxes are of 10. If I move it again and again, with an amount of 10, it will be get incremented. Let's say 80, 20, 30. It's 80, joining here, right? And you don't need to specify the length. If I go for dimension, 80, this is 30. Okay, so this is a snap mode. Those grids, if your mouse is getting sticking to some points, you can check this option, snap mode. It should be off if you want to freely move it, but if it is on, it will, your mouse will get stick to those points. Okay, it is sticking at those points. You can specify the distance. Let's say X spacing, it was 10. I'll change this to 15. My Y spacing is also getting changed to 15. Grid spacing, it is the total distance of the grid. It should be 15 too. Hit OK. Now this time if I go for line, there will be 15 increments, 15, 30, 45, 60. Like this way it will get increased. Okay. So it is very easy whenever your sketch is of some multiples. You don't need to worry about the dimensions. You can simply turn on this grid, turn on the snap. You can stick to those points. Okay. Is anyone with the software? I mean, is somebody is practicing along with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so that is snap, and you can go for this polar snap. I will show you what is this isometric snap. Okay, if I go for polar snap, see polar distances. Let's say I'll specify 50. Okay, next to this gradient snap, one polar tracking is there. I can go for polar tracking. Turn on the polar tracking and make a, let's say, 45 degree. It's okay. Go for okay. Now what happened? If I go making an angle, if I just after hitting the first point, if I take my mouse up, see, whenever it is getting 45-degree, my length will be becoming 100. Okay. Next multiple of 45 will be 90. So it is of 80. You can see the length. It is 75, 77. Like, so if I'm moving it, I'll go for 90. See, it has become 100. If I move it further, it will become 150. 150. 50 increment will be there. Okay. Next multiple of 45 will be 135. Whenever I reach 135, the numbers are of multiple of 50. Multiple of 50. I'm moving in 30, 20. See, it's getting multiple of 50. So this is a polar snap. Okay. Okay. So this is a polar snap. Okay. Always turn this off unless and until you know, deeply need this. Just turn it off. Otherwise, your mouse will get stuck to those points. Next to it, this is a dynamic mode. What is this dynamic mode? When I'm selecting a line, you see the coordinates are showing me next to the cursor. If I turn off this dynamic mode, you see there's nothing here. Okay, so it is because of this dynamic mode. Okay, and if I take my mouse over the logo, as you can see, DYN mode. You can see one name is showing down there. DYN mode. It is a command line uh, text. I mean, if you want to select the dynamic mode, you can type this DYN. Okay, MODE. If I hit OK, so it is asking you to select tree one. I'll go for two. Enter. Say it got turned on. If you want to turn it off, you can write DYN mode. Enter. Zero. Enter. See, it is getting off. Okay, so this is what the command line text works. If I click, if I go for the next, yeah, so this is a dynamic mode. Getting it? Next is a auto mode. Okay, I told you what is this auto mode. Your mouse will only move in 90 this horizontal direction and the vertical direction. If I go for circle, turning on this auto mode. Okay, go for circle. I'll draw one circle. Next circle, I can draw here. Let's say, if I go for line, see this line, I cannot change the angle of the line. It will only move in 0 degree, 90 degree, 180, and 270 degree. Okay, so this is your polar tracking. I mean, sorry, this is your auto mode. It's a polar tracking. I showed you here, right? And this polar snapping mode. Polar tracking will track you the angles. See, whenever it comes 45 degree, it is giving me an green line. 45 degree next multiple 90 green line. This is 135 multiple of 45. Okay, giving me a green line. 180. This one, this one, this one as well. Okay. So this is a polar tracking. Okay. Next to it, this is your isometric. Okay. Isometric. I won't go isometric now. Probably tomorrow first session will cover isometric. This is your object snapping. What is this object snapping means? If I draw a line like this, you can see one green color line will tell me if whether I'm going exactly in a straight line or not. If I turn this on, if I just touch this point and moving down, you see one green color line is making. It is tracking me that I'm moving straightly from the point and start from here to here. Okay. If I turn this off, go for line and line again. Now if I touch this point, moving down, it will show me, but thing is, wait, polar tracking it is showing me. If I turn this off, now go for line, click on this line, see it is not giving me any green line. Okay, I don't know whether I'm moving straight or not since my tracking is off. If I turn on the track, it will give me that tracking. Okay. So this is your snap. It is a very important tool in AutoCAD, snap mode. So what does the snap mode do? If I turn it off, if I go for line, see I've selected this line, but I want to start from this end point of this line. But it is I cannot place my mouse exactly at that point. If I manage to draw it, and if I zoom into that location, see there's a big gap. Okay, so they're not joining. So this thing can be solved with this snap mode. If I turn this snap mode on, if I go for a line, see it is showing me the endpoint. If I take my mouse, if I rest at this point, it will show me one endpoint. I can click on the endpoint, and if I can draw it. Now if I zoom it here, you see a perfect joining. Okay, so this is your snapping. I can click on this arrow, select everything here. Now if I want to draw a line exactly from the middle position, go for line and move your cursor over this line. You'll find a midpoint. Okay. Okay. So this is the midpoint of this line. With a rectangle, it will show you the midpoint. Those endpoints. Let's say I want to draw a circle. Okay, and now I want to draw a line from the quadrant. This is a quadrant. These are the four quadrants of the circle. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you want to start anything from the quadrant, You need to turn on this quadrant snap, this one. If it is off, it won't show you. One more thing I will tell you. Let's say I want to draw a line exactly from the center. Initially, it will show me any center of the circle. If I go for line, if I place my mouse over this circumference of the circle, it will show me the center. You can click on the center and draw it. Okay, click it again and delete. Can go for line. If I want to make a, if I want to draw a tangent line here, okay, so I can press the shift key and right click. I'll find this menu. I mean, you will find this tabs. Go for tangent. You can click on the any circumference anywhere. If you click on the next point, this line will be tangent to the first circle. Okay. So this is how you can use these tools. This is your status bar. Status bar has very important tools like this snaps, okay, auto mode, tracking. These are the very useful commands. Okay. Uh, the one which are going through the software, you can check it. And if you have any doubts, if you have any problems, you can ask me. And the rest of you people, I guess are there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't think everyone is here.
Sir, you can call out their names.
No, sir,
Since
here.
it's
I,
joining from the the official mail, so everybody's full name is there, sir.
okay, okay, okay. Avinav, you there? He's not here. Okay, I can totally understand the thing. I can totally understand it. But see, this is the possible. This is the only possible way I can go through this. Okay, I don't see any better way. If there, if it is possible to show this thing in a very, interesting manner, I would have done that. But for me to show you AutoCAD, I have to show you like this. Okay, it's a another talk if I talk about some other softwares. If it is SolidWorks, ANSYS, there I can show you some 3D modeling things. In ANSYS, I can show you some you know colored photos, stress, strain, where the component is getting failed, what should be the material and everything there. But in AutoCAD, it's a general drafting software. So for this drafting software, I need to go through this. I need to go through the commands. This is the only possible way. So what I want you guys to do is you can download the software. See, if it is now it is not needed, then maybe tomorrow it will get needed. Okay, so all of you download the software. It's totally free. Okay, all you need to do is just to insert your ID card. Okay, on their official website. So they will verify the ID card and they will send you a link to your registered email ID. So from that email ID, you can download the software. So you guys download the software, and after downloading the software, if you go through the software, then you might find a little interesting about the software. Okay, if you practice along with me, then you might have some interest. But I can totally understand if somebody is showing you, if you are watching it in your mobile, it will be, you'll get bored, you know. Okay. Okay. So what we can do, we can take a 5 minutes break. Okay, just get some refreshment.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. 5 minutes break. We'll be meeting at 3:10. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so can we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Okay. So one thing, the next thing on this modify tool is mirror. Okay. What is mirror? If you have an object like at this position, I have a line here. I can consider this line as a mirror. Okay. This object, I can see the image of this object on the other side. Okay. But the total distance of this object from the mirror will be same as that of the image. Okay. So for to use the mirror command, I can go for the mirror. I can click on this object. If you have some more objects, you can click. You don't have to press Control key. You can simply click whatever the objects you need to make a mirror of. Once the selection is complete, you can click on the Enter. Okay, Enter. Whenever you press Enter, it means that your selection is complete. Now what is it asking for the first point of the mirror line? This is the mirror line. This is the first point of this mirror line. I can click here. Go for the second point of the mirror line. This is the second point. It will ask you one question: the erase the source object. I mean, this is the source object. Do you want to erase it? If you say no, press enter. You see, one image view of this body has been created on the other side. Okay, you can do it however you want. Let's say I'll draw something like this. See, now this line I need to come exactly as that of this line. Okay, but see, I'm not, since I haven't given any dimensions, I cannot predict is it coming exactly at the same height as that of the other one. So what for this one, what I have to do, I can simply take the mouse on this point. Just take the mouse on this point. If your tracking is on, just click here. It will show you. See, this green line will show you that it is exactly same as that of that point. This part is complete. Now I want to mirror this part to the other side. Okay, now go for mirror, select the objects, box selection, hit enter. From this point to this point, you have to press the enter key. Mirror, select the object, enter. From here to here, enter. Okay, you'll have the object. Anything is symmetric about an axis, you can use the mirror tool. Anything like you can go like this. Like I have come up to this, can extend this to this. Now I can mirror this part. Go for mirror, select the objects, hit enter. From this point to this point, enter. Okay, if anything is symmetric about a line, you can use the mirror command. Simple. This is your scale. Let's say you have drawn something. I'll put the dimensions. I'll go for dimension 10, 12. I can show you the dimensions 10, 12. Done. Now I want to use the scale command. Go for scale, select the object, hit enter. Okay, specify the base point. Let's say this is the base point, and now I can specify the factor, scale factor. If I hit 2 and enter, see all the dimensions have been updated. Now it is 2 times as that of the previous one. If I go for scale again, select the object, hit enter. Let's say I'll select this point as a base point. I'll go 2 again, so it will be doubled. So dimensions are updating. Okay, this is how you can scale a product. If you have if you have made it in some dimension, now you need to change this to some other dimension. You can scale it. Done. This is important trim. You have drawn something like this. You don't need these two lines, these two extended portion of these two lines. You can go for trim. Click on the trim. On the space, right click on this space and click on this part. Click on this part, which will erase. Getting it? Anything you draw, like, but remember to use the trim tool, the objects need to be get intersected. Okay, objects need to get intersected. Like if I use the trim command and right click on the space, I can delete this one, and this one also. But if I want to delete this, it can be deleted. This also can be deleted. This one. So I can delete this. But once I delete this line, see, I cannot trim this part. This one I can. This one also I can. This one also I can. I cannot delete this part. Now if it is a single line, you cannot trim it. Okay, you have to delete it. Click on it. Press the delete key on your keyboard. Okay. Done. So this is trim. You can use the trim command with the command tab also. You can use TR. Just press TR. See, the first thing is trim. You have to press the enter key twice. Twice. You can use it. Done. Next is fillet. Fillet is nothing but making an arc corner. This is a sharp corner. You can go for this fillet. Go for radius. Choose the value of the radius. Let's say 11. Enter. Click on this one and this one. It will create you a radius. Okay. So today I'm showing you the tools. Tomorrow I will go for isometric and 3D. And tomorrow, the next session, I mean the evening session, the second half session of tomorrow's class, I will go through some practical application of AutoCAD. How you can use the AutoCAD for your real products. Okay. But it is very important to understand, to have a very brief idea about the tools. What are the tools are available? You need to know. This array, let's say I will draw this line. There's a rectangular array. If I go for array, if I need multiple lines, I can select the lines, hit enter. You can see 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 rows. If I zoom it, you see 3 rows. You can specify the distance. Let's say I'll make this to 80. Now it is visible. 3 rows, 4 columns of this line. I can increase the column 11. See, 11 rows, 11 columns, 11 lines, rows. Okay, rows. These are the rows and these are the columns. And hit close array. So you can have multiple numbers of this lines or these objects in a single command. If I have this line, you can go for polar array. This is a very useful command, polar array. Can click on the line. After the selection is completed, let's say I will do something here, here, here. Okay. Now go for polar array. Okay. You can select everything, this circle, this line, this circle, this circle. You don't need to press control. Done. Once you're done, hit enter. Hit enter. Click on this point. Okay, point of revolution. Whenever I click on this point, you can see this items are six, so six different items will be created. You can increase this. Let's say I will go for 111. Okay, I'll close the array. It will give me this array. Okay, so it's nothing but you cannot imagine doing drawing this particular graphic in your paper. Okay, it's very time consuming. But with the help of this polar tool, you can simply uh, draw this. Understood? So this is how you can use these tools. These are the capacity of these tools. Let's say you want to draw something like with the help of this polyline, I have drawn this chain. Okay, this is an offset command. If I go for offset, you need to specify the distance. Let's say 10. Click it on up. Click on this line, click up. Move your mouse up and click. See, it is creating me numbers of lines. The distance between each line is 10. So you can create as many lines as you want. Every distance is 10. Okay. You want to mirror this thing, go for mirror, select the objects, hit enter, select this point and this point. It will get mirrored. Okay. It all depends upon what is the mirror plane. If I go for mirror, if I select this objects, hit enter. If I select this point and this point, it will mirror me like this. Hit enter. Okay. If you want to mirror the whole object, select every object, hit enter. From here to here, hit enter. Okay. I can go for the rectangular pattern, rectangular array, select this, hit enter. See, these are the rectangular. You can specify the distance. Okay. You can specify the distance. Let's say rows. Let's say 5,000. Okay. See, only one line from this one chain. I have drawn. I don't know how many numbers of chains are there. Okay, but it is so easy to draw it with the help of this modify tools. It will require a very less time. Okay, one more thing I will show you. I'll go for spline. I draw this path. Okay, it's a path. I'll draw a circle here. Okay, now I want this circle. We go through this path. I can go for this path array. Select the path. Select object first. This is my object. Hit enter. Select the path. This is the path. See, the circles are get arranged in the path. I can go for measure, divide. I can increase the number 100. So with the help of this modify tool, it is very easy to draw very complicated parts here. Understood? I can draw a spline. Let's say I'll go for this draw, go for helix. I'll click on the first point and second radius. Okay, so this is the helix, right? Spiral. I can draw a circle here. I can draw a circle, and I want this circle to be spread on this arc. I can go for path array. Go for path array, click the object, enter, select the path. Done. Measure, divide, enter this. Let's say 150. Can you increase the distance? Done. Now, this is explode. Explode means if I have this rectangle, if I go for I told you, no, you cannot delete one line from this rectangle. But if you go for explode, click the line, hit enter. Now you can delete. So the joining, it will break the joints. It will break the joints. You want to ask anything, you can. So this is what these modified tools are. Okay. Annotation. I showed you this annotation. You want to draw any text. You can go for text. Click here, make a box. Write anything like, okay. You can press the escape key, or else if you want to modify this, you want to change the font, you want to resize the font, can just there. You want to make it, okay. Text layers. I'll show you what is this layer. You can go for columns. Okay. Close editor. Still, it is very small, but it will depend upon the dimensions. Okay. Just a second. Okay, so you can write text. Okay, I showed you how to dimension. Go for a circle. You want to specify the radius of the circle. Click on this arrow. Go for the radius. Click on the circumference of the circle. You'll have the value of radius. But the thing is, you can see this is 160 radius. Now the value of the radius is very small. I mean the annotating procedure, it is showing very small. Okay, I need to enlarge the value. I need to enlarge the font. So for that I need to go for this. I need to call the menu bar, enter, one, enter. Okay, go for tools, go for format, go for dimension style. Here I can modify this. See, I can increase the arrowhead size. I'll make it, let's say, 10. Okay, go for the text. I can increase the text height. Okay, even you can change the color. This is a text color. You can see the preview on this window. This is a text color has been changed. Now in the lines, you can change the dimension lines, then extension lines. Dimension lines, I can change the color. Extension lines also, I can change the color. Okay. I can go for text and change the text height. This is an ISO standard text alignment. I can go for ISO standard text alignment. You go for fit. It's okay, nothing to do here. Primary units, see this points, precision. I need 2 points, 2 digit after this decimal. I can set it to no one. I can set it to 1 decimal number. I can set it to 2. I can set it to 3 and so on. Okay. I'll go for alternate units. There's nothing to do here. I can go for the tolerances. Okay, I will show you this tolerance, but first of all, I'll hit OK. I'll set current and close this. You can see now it is quite visible. But if it is not suitable for you, you can go there, dimension style, go for modify, and increase the text size a bit more. Let's say 15. Arrowhead also needs to be increased. Let's say 15. Okay, you need to hit the set current once. Close. Okay, that's it. So this is how you can set. Okay, so talking about the tolerances, this is very important for mechanicals. Talking about the tolerances, you can see we can specify the symmetrical tolerance. When I hit on the symmetrical tolerance, you can see the value will come with a plus minus sign, plus minus 0.01. Okay, you know what is tolerance. I think I don't need to describe what is tolerance, right? It is a permissible deviation, right? So if it is plus minus 0.001, let's say, the upper limit is, if it is the basic size, if it is 10, the upper limit will be 10.01. The lower limit will be 9.99. You know these things. Okay. So precision, let's say up to 1 decimal, I can set the upper value, this 0.01. Done. Hit OK, set current, close it. Okay. Okay, sorry, 0.01 I have entered now. Wait. I need to go for a precision of 0.00. Okay, set current, close it. See, you can see instead of the dot, I'm having comma. I can go for this primary units. See, decimal separator, it is comma. I need periods. Okay, set current, close it. Oh, again, I think I have set the precision to 0. Yeah, 0.00. Alternate. Okay, set current, close it. You can see now it is coming with the points. Okay, so this is how you can set the tolerance value. There is one more way of setting the tolerance. This is symmetric. Then deviation. You can see deviation plus something minus something. You can this is you can set the different values. Zero point 0.02, let's say upper deviation, lower deviation is 0.01. Hit OK, set current, close it. Plus 0.02 minus 0.01. Limits, you can set what should be the limit. Okay, the lower limit, the upper limit you can set here in limits. What is the upper size, what will be the lower size. This value, all you need to provide is this value. It will calculate it by itself. Okay, set current, close it. See, it is adding that much and subtracting that much. Now anything you do, let's say I will draw this rectangle. I'll go for dimensioning of this rectangle. The tolerance value will applied. Okay, you need to know the basic size, by the way. So this is how you can set the tolerance in AutoCAD. Right, this is our position for setting the value. Okay, you see R is now at middle. So this is annotation. Okay, this is how we can set the environment for annotations. All the different dimensions. I will show you tomorrow some very big example of dimensioning a very big things. Here, one thing is there called match property. You can set the match property of this dimension to something else. Give you an idea. So I will go for property. I can set the color to by layer. Okay, let's say red. Can go for this by layer, by layer, by layer. Okay. See the property, the visualization property of this dimension is different than this. I want to take them in a same group. I can go for match property. Go for match property. Copy the property of this to this. Done. Okay. Simple. If you have multiple things, you don't have to change it for everything. You simply go for this match property. You can select. You can copy the property from one to another. Okay, layer I will tell you tomorrow. Okay, layer and isometric will be done tomorrow, and on the second half I will go for the practical applications as well as 3D. Okay, measuring. See, what is measuring? Let's say I have this rectangle. I need to know the area of the rectangle. Go for measure. Go for area. If it is an object, see, rectangle is an object. I can simply click on the object, click on this object. It will show me the area. You see, this is the area 110915. Perimeter will show you. It's a simple thing. I can easily calculate the radius of this dimension, this geometry. What if I have a very complicated geometry? Can you find me the area of this geometry manually? It's very tough, right? Though I will give you the length, every length of these lines, it will be very tough for you to find out the area. You can simply go for area. Now this is not object, okay? Go for add area. Click on this point, this point, this point, this one, here, 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 here. Okay, and hit enter. So it will give you the total area. It's 705941. Perimeter is this much. This is the total area. Okay. So taking out areas of this kind of complicated shape is very easy with AutoCAD. I'll make it little more tough. I'll go for an arc. I'll go for an arc. I'll draw a circle from the midpoint. Okay, I'll trim this part like this. I need to find out the area of this. Go for area. Add area. Here to here. See now, if I go for this point, it is coming straight. It is not taking this arc. You can click on this arc. Okay, and then here. Okay, then again, once the arc is completed, then again go for line here. Then enter. So it will show you the area here. Okay. Any complicated shape, I'm telling you, any complicated shape, you can easily find out the areas, which is very difficult if you go for manual calculations. You can easily take it to AutoCAD, design this that thing in AutoCAD, and find out the area. Generally, it is very important for civil. Mechanical, it is little less important. Okay. Any queries? One last thing for today, I want to show you the blocks. Okay, the blocks. What is this block? Say this block part. When I told you what is block? If you're using something repeatedly, let's say I have designed a logo here. Okay, any logo I have designed it. Let's say the mail logo. This one. It's a mail logo. So mail, if I have designed that logo, in every font, let's say this is, since it is a logo, I need to put this thing in my every sketch. Okay, let's say I am doing a project. Okay, the clients came to me and he gave me a project, but I want an advertisement. Okay, I have a logo, so I will attach that logo on one corner of the drawing. Okay, and sell it to the seller. So if it is repeatedly used, that things are repeatedly using, so that thing I can make a block of. W, go for how to make it a block. W block. Okay, W block, hit enter. Object, peak point, let's say this is my peak point. Object, this is my object. Hit enter. Provide the location, let's say desktop. I'll give name 1 and save it. uh, the unit would be in millimeters. If you want to change it, you can hit OK. Now I have created this thing. Okay, now let's say one time I'm doing something. uh, the project is completed, let's say. Now I need to attach the logo here. I can simply go for insert, go for recent block. So this is one. I can double click on this logo. It's a very big one, I guess. And you see, I can call the logo. Okay, wait. I'm drawing something here. I need that logo. I can simply go for insert, insert, recent blocks, one, can have the logo. Okay, simply click here. Okay. So it's not only here. If you close the software, if you open it tomorrow, the blocks will be there. So what does AutoCAD did? It has created some blocks. Okay, predefined blocks. How to see them? You can go for view tool palettes. Okay, in the tool palettes, you can see these are the 2D spiral, cylindrical helix, construction constraints, architectural. Okay, door imperial, how to set up the doors if you're an architecture, how to see the doors. You can simply drag it. So wait, see, this is how we specify doors. This is how we specify doors. Okay, it's a door and it will open, and this is an arc. Windows, this is how they specify windows, aluminum windows. You can see this. Okay, toilet imperial, you can see this. Tree, you can click here. These are the dynamic blocks. Okay, these are the dynamic blocks. You can, if I click on this tree, let's say palm tree, this is a top view elevation. Okay, so these are already been made in the software. Other trees, you can simply click on this tree. Wait, you click on the tree, click on this arrow. You can see different trees. Okay, okay, so these are the blocks. Okay, these are the blocks. You can use the same commands in these blocks also. Let's say I need a copy, I need multiple trees like this, so I can use the copy tool. Go for copy, select the object, hit enter, specify a base point. Let's say I've drawn a line. Let me draw a line like this. Okay, you can even use the array. Go for array, select the object, enter. This is the path. How many arrays do you want? Go for measurement, divide. You can set, let's say I need 20 trees. But then this is how you can set. If you have your own design, you can save it like a block. Okay? So every time you want to use that thing, you can call it. Let's say this tree. I can use the copy tool also. I can use copy. Can readjust it. Can drag it down. Drag it down. You can make the road. Whatever you want. Okay. So this is the templates. Where you find it, we go for view and tool palettes. Tool palettes. Go for mechanical. They have some mechanical things here. Hex nut. This one. See the hex nut. This is a thread symbol. This half circle is a symbol of thread. Socket. Soldered screw, welded symbol. Yes, okay. This is a welded symbol. Valve attributes. I'll tell you what is this attributes. Bearings. Okay. So these are the blocks. You can go for civil. road, these things are there. You can see it by yourself. Go for electrical, circuit drawings, I guess. Okay. Anytime you need a contextual help, if you click on that uh, logo, I mean, if you click on that, just take your mouse over to that and press F1. When I press F1, it will give me a contextual help. See, it is showing me quick calculator. What is it? If I place my mouse on this, let's say DWG let's say view port configuration, press F1, it will provide me some help from their official website. Okay. So this was all about the introduction of the software. Okay, these things can be done here, and this there are lots of other things are also there. Okay, it's not possible for me to cover everything in this 2 sessions. Dimensions, draws, I think I have shown you. Oh, one thing I forgot to show you is the hatchings. See, when we need hatching is when we are showing some sectional views, right? Sectional views. So go for hatch, this one, hatch. Can you select the position, close area. Okay, can set the hatch. Can specify anything. You can select this. These are two compare. Increase the scale. Uh, hatch. You can click there. You can increase this value, decrease the value to see the hatch. Double click on the hatch. This side, let's say I want to put some hatch. Instead of this hatching, you can go for gradients as well. So these are the coloring. You can choose 2 different colors, blue and yellow. Now select it. Let's say I'll select this orange and yellow. Okay, this is how you can set the hatchings. Solid colors is also there. Go for gradient. Click on this gradient, go for solid. If I have a rectangle like this, you can go for hatch, solid color. You can specify the color. You can click. Okay, you can make different colors here. Gradient pattern. These are the patterns. These are the patterns. Bricks. Sand. Can increase this value. Okay. So this is the these are the tools which we frequently used for designing something. Okay, I mean, making a sketch in AutoCAD, you are going to need these tools. These are very helpful tools which will reduce your work.
So can we edit our blocks?
Yes, of course you can edit. You can edit your blocks. You can go for this insert this blocks. If I call this block here, see now this block is uh, a single part. I need to explode it. Go for explode, select the block, go for explode. Now there are single lines. You can delete the lines. Let's say you want to we want this line to be connected like this. You can do it. But first you have to explode it.
So like permanently edit.
Yeah, you can permanently edit. Let's say I have done this modification. I just trim this part, trim this part. Not this type of thing I want. You have to save it again. Just go for,
Okay, sir, I got it.
got it now? Then
Yes.
W block, go for W block again and do the same thing repeatedly. It will save you a new object. If you want to modify any block, just explode the block, modify and save it as a new block. Okay, so thank you so much for your patience. Okay, I know it's really difficult for you to have patience in this kind of seminar. I can totally understand it, but the patience that you have shown, I really appreciate it. Two more sessions are there. Okay, tomorrow. So I'll try my best to make it more interesting, but I need this kind of support from your side too. Okay, any suggestions, any feedback you want to provide, you can provide me directly. I can send you my number, so you can call me or you can text me as well. Okay,
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
thank you so much, thank you so much. And one more thing I want to say here is that at the end of tomorrow's session, since tomorrow is the last day of our seminar, so I need a feedback from your side. How the overall feedback, I mean, how did you like the presentation? Did you like how it is helpful for you? uh, if it is, if it is anyhow beneficial for your development, you can share the feedbacks. Okay, and if there is any suggestion for me and for us to improve these things, I would really like to hear that.
Okay, sir.